YouTube and on Facebook. We're having the crucial conversations that Erie needs, and on Mondays we break it down and talk politics and have a little bit of a breakdown with our amazing guest and all-around political guru, Dean Pepicello, the Harbor Creek Township Supervisor, who, by the way, has been exalted as maybe one of the top, what would you say, legislators, statesmen in all of Erie. Exalted by your peers.
What peers?
Your fellow supervisors. They love you out there in supervisor world.
Well, that's sweet of you to say, and sweet of them.
Yeah,
that's nice.
And I'm just going to keep pouring love on you here because
I'll take it.
Well, because again, you're not shy about saying that you're conservative. You're obviously a Republican, right? Mm-hmm. But you're a pragmatist, and you work with everybody. Yeah. And so you guys, it doesn't really matter. Party out in the creek. You guys make it work, and you're growing.
That's the plan. Do the right thing. I most of the time, 95% of the time, by the way, that involves the government getting out of the way. I mean, one of the reasons I got in government was to make sure government didn't get in the way, and that's been successful. But the 5%, there are times where we're the solution. Mm-hmm. 5, maybe 10 at the most. So, I mean, it's worked. I think getting out of the way has worked, making the process easier, reducing fees where you can, that type of stuff. So it's odd that you think, if people think I've had this good government career, I got into it, make sure government get out of the way. So
it's right.
Isn't that strange now that you bring it up?
When you think about, a lot of folks think that government has to have a solution for everything.
Yeah.
No. Hands off.
You can empower the private sector. Now we have to plow roads and maintain roads and do all zoning and all those things. So the government, but it's the government at the lowest level. I mean, people get it, like they understand. They're paying their taxes now, and they don't like it. And our tax rates are very low, but they understand what they're getting for it.
Right.
And I love that about the local level.
Yeah. Let's talk about, again, the elephant in the room is housing. Mm-hmm. You know, we had the conversation with Kim Thomas last week about, efforts in the city. You have developers that can figure it out in Harbor Creek. And does any of that land, none of that's backfill. They're putting in sewer and water and electric and internet fresh in a lot of these developments, right? Or most of them.
Yes, but in areas we want to grow where it's close. We don't encourage development out east of Depot Road or south of 90, where we want to preserve open space and farmland. So yes, it's an extension sort of. But we have a lot of areas that aren't connected in the township, but are still within a growth area.
Okay.
So those things are happening, yes, in the growth areas. And we're lucky. We have room to grow there. It's a suburb. We don't have all the detriments, quote unquote, of the responsibilities of places like the city. Mm-hmm. So, we're in a good spot. But again, we have empowered the private sector. We do it through ease of process, through tax abatement, things like that. We incentivize.
That's right. You have Alerta out there.
We do, including residentially, and it is short term, very short term, 5 years. It's aggressive, but it doesn't change the market. People come because they believe the market. They'll survive in the market. That's always most important. Government can't invent this. You can't invent something, success for private developers. You can't invent it. At the end of the day, they have to be able to make money at the end of the day. To get them there, though, we've done it by incentivizing the private sector, not having the government do all of it.
Do you have advice for your fellow municipal leaders, especially folks like in the city or in some of these boroughs where they have a ton of blight and they're really trying to get back on square footing?
The land bank's awesome. Jeremy sounded great last hour, and that's a great resource. They have a ton of money. The legislature set it up that way, some gaming money and some other pots of money. So they have money to do that. I think the land bank is a great way when you're talking blight, there is money to do that. You want to get rid of blight in your community, you can do it legislatively and then through the land bank. So I thought he did a great job. But all the local municipalities are different. They're going to do what's in their best interest. The local leaders are very good decision makers about their community. So I believe in what they're doing. The city's in the toughest spot. Yeah. And I will tell you that you have to incentivize as much as you possibly can. You almost have to give them the land, for goodness sakes. I know it's very difficult in the city, but quality of life issues, government can help with quality of life, and they can certainly help with safety. And those are two things. If you don't have it, you can build the houses for people, and they can live there for free. They're not going to live there if there is no quality of life and there's no safety. So the government can play a role in that, and I think they need to focus on that. And they seem to be.
I was going to say, do you? I mean, certainly we spend a lot of money on public safety, you know, both in the city and in the suburbs or what have you. But and there's talk about quality of life, but you know, you've got that house that's falling down on itself, and that fixed income 85-year-old landowner. I mean, that's a tough go, man.
Yeah, it is. But small victories, a rising tide lifts all boats.
Okay.
So when you have 6 houses on the block that might be less than desirable, maybe eligible for whatever, and one gets knocked down and fixed, that is an incentive for a lot of people in the block. So every win is magnified one way or another. Government can do a lot with a little that way. So that has an impact. You don't have to fix them all.
Yeah.
But if you fix some, you'll be surprised at the dominoes that may fall.
All right, let's grab a phone call. I think one of our favorites wants to chime in. Hi, you're live on Talk Erie. Hello.
Hello, gentlemen. I'm loaded for bear.
I bet. Yeah, I bet.
Well, I want to stay with this topic, and I'm glad you stayed on it. First things first, 12-course block gives you about 8 feet, and you lose about 4 inches for concrete. 13 gives you a little bit better. 14, 15, usually they're people that are like giants, or they're planning on playing or playing basketball in their basement.
Right.
Secondly, there's not many builders that use a mason anymore for basements. They get prefab. And
right.
I'm not until the day our mason says he's not doing it anymore, I am going to keep laying block because it's on a footer. This alternative is exactly what it is, an alternative. That being said, the big thing is, and we kind of got over it a couple times, yeah, you have to have safety, and you have to have the school district if you're looking for young families. Now, I remember I told you I was building that house on 34th Street over by Shaper.
Yeah, West Side.
I had a contract in less than 12 hours, full price, 2 other backups. It was I think it was under 12, maybe it was like 13 hours. There was 1,200 views, 700 saves, and it's $316,000 for like a 1,300 square foot house with a 1-car garage.
Wow.
And what Dean was saying makes sense. Wherever we've built in the city, neighbors right away start fixing up their house.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you do something, you kind of like spur a little like, hey, okay, they came and put a nice new house right here. Maybe I need a haircut, get cleaned up here a little bit and shave, get things straightened out a little bit, pick up a little bit more. And it gives them a little bit like, well, geez, this house now just sold for 300 and some thousand. Oh no, my value went up a little bit.
Sure.
No, the thing is, when you were saying, like McCain,
mm-hmm.
it's family and friends and whoever's standing outside as soon as the for sale sign goes up. Right. It could be a outhouse. Boom, it's gone. Why? General McLean School District.
But see, okay, but let me push back, because that's my point. Should there not be a pro-development attitude in places like that, where just like in Harbor Creek, that if we build a dozen houses, you don't have to have huge pieces of land, but you just follow the zoning. I mean, that they would all get gobbled up, and you're backfilling in where there's already infrastructure like water, sewer, and so on.
There's a lot for sale right now on Main Street. Nobody's buying it. Why? Because it's on Main Street.
Well, it's commercial. That's commercial.
And when you move to the country, you don't want to live on a city lot. Okay, and then you're saying push back. Well, what builder or developer is going to come? He's got to buy land and put a road, infrastructure, all that stuff. If the lot's there, it's one thing. But when you have to put roads in, okay, now the lot's $100,000 or $110,000, $120,000.
Yep.
Okay, so what are we building, Joel?
Yep.
Oh, we're going to build $700,000 to $800,000 houses, and that's even getting sticky because even those people are saying, "My gosh, I'm spending $1 million," and in their mind, this house a few years ago was $500,000.
Right.
And here's the even scarier part.
Yeah. Bring it in for a landing, bro. Go ahead.
20 years ago, that house had a lot of brick on it, a masonry fireplace.
Right.
Now you're getting onion skins. And I don't know too many framers that don't cite their lumber. We don't just nail it to hurry up because it's raining or snowing. If they are, then I wouldn't buy that house from those people. Yeah. But that's just a little pushback, as you say.
All right.
In the big picture, people have to have a good job to afford. That's how you got to start.
Yep.
You got to have a
job. That's a great way to end it. Thank you, bro. See ya. Peace. Real quick, hi. Let's get another call in. Hi, you're live on Talk Erie with Dino.
Oh, man, you could really use a dump truck and a backhoe down there today, Joel. It's really getting deep.
Okay.
But, hey, Dino, those townhouses going up over there by Walmart, are they going to have maybe outdoor swimming pools?
Yes, they are.
Are you kidding? Really?
Yeah.
Well, wow. like a community pool kind of thing?
I thought it was
for the development?
I figured he was going to follow up with, what are you going to stare out the window with binoculars? That's from my office. That's what I figured he was going to follow it up with. I just want to beat him to it.
I was being serious, all right? And now while we're being serious, I hear you're going to be doing some stand-up at the Kellers there soon.
Guy, I'm emceeing it. I wouldn't say stand-up. I'm not that funny, but...
Well, I was thinking, Dino, I mean... people could just tune in right now from 5 to 6 and get a big laugh.
I knew it was coming. See? I knew he was going to get me eventually. That's
all
awesome.
Right.
Thank you, man. See you. Bye-bye. Oh, man. That's just the best.
I am. Thursday night, by the way, at
it's this Thursday,
Keller's.
right?
Yeah, I know you had John Grow on last week. That was gracious of you. It's a wonderful comedy thing for the upper room. And,
100%.
Tickets are they're $25, and it's a pretty good night. Pretty good night. And it's a lot of fun. If you
come out for that. 519 Talk Erie. It's Talk Erie and the Joel Natale Show. Dean Pepicello is with us. We're talking politics. And You know who's not all right is somebody sitting in a line at TSA for 4 hours, like at Houston or Atlanta or whatever. This is not boding well for the Democrats as far as not funding Homeland Security. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. Does it have implications politically? I don't know that, but it doesn't bode well. I talked to a number of people that flew this weekend and didn't have any issues. Now, none of them, I think, through the airports that you talk about, but Fort Lauderdale or something.
Yeah,
there were maybe smaller ones. I don't know, but
Right now, I have a friend who is sleeping on the floor in the Atlanta airport.
I think Atlanta's really bad.
Yeah, it's really bad.
New Orleans was really bad.
Was it?
Again, there's certain markets where they've already had a shortage and then they're having call-offs. How would you like to be a federal worker and not get a paycheck? And this is the second time this year that this stuff has been happening to you.
I don't know if I want to be flying. You hate to say that. But and they know they're going to get paid. I mean, they know it comes with the territory, but I'm not sure I would want to be flying right now. I'd be disgruntled. Let's be honest.
It's happening.
I know. It'll be fine.
We never had government shutdowns until 10 years ago. This is all about Trump. This is Trump.
Oh, without a doubt.
This is the nuclear option to stop the president.
Yep, that's all they have right now. At least till the midterms, and they're going to use it. And you tell me why it hasn't worked. They've won a number of special elections.
I mean,
not all
Adam
of them.
Schiff, and Hakeem Jeffries, they just, absolutely don't think it's a problem to keep that department closed until they get their way.
Yeah, that's how it's currently playing out. But until you're proven correct, why wouldn't they?
All right, let's take the other angle. Why doesn't the Republicans offer a little bit of some guidelines for ICE behavior? Why don't the Republicans go halfway here to say, look, some of this stuff we've seen in our major cities is not cool?
Well, they don't want to admit they were wrong. I'm not saying they were, but I think maybe they give that impression. But it's the pressure of Donald Trump. Donald Trump candidates win Republican primaries, right? In special elections, it's the enormous pressure that he's exerting on them. And also, I think that they believe they're going to win that political war, just like you laid out at this point. The Democrats are going to be blamed. Mm-hmm. Will it hurt them? No one knows that. But I think all of those factors.
All right. The other big national battle seems to be this, what is it, the SAVE Act? It's the election integrity
Is it
thing.
mostly the voting?
They have to show ID and prove that you're a citizen when you vote and so on. I totally don't really get it all because I've been showing my ID in Pennsylvania for a long time. So what gives on that?
And it's a winning issue generally with people?
Yeah, it's like a 70-30, 80-20 issue.
It's the one kind of middle issue that John Fetterman hasn't jumped over on. He stayed with the Democrats on that issue, which I found to be interesting.
They're saying something about disenfranchising women because I don't understand that.
You're believing the media. Elections are handled by the states. End of story. They're handled by the states. That's the way it needs to be done. That's the way the Constitution is set up. I know they're looking at this federal mandate thing, but I think they should be handled in the states. I get it. Go out and shout from the rooftops that you think this is a big deal, but I think the states need to make those decisions.
So you're not in favor of the SAVE Act?
I'm not saying I'm fine with the provisions of it that I know. I haven't read that thing inside and out. I don't think it's ever going to fly. I don't think they have the votes anyways. I'm fine with voter ID. I have no problem with it. You have to do it in Pennsylvania now, right? It's your first time. If you're coming to a new polling place or you're a new voter, right? You have to show it. Like it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Why the Republicans wouldn't pursue it? Maybe they think it's more of a states' rights issue. Okay. At this point, they're just trying to avoid the hot button issue. I don't really know. I know Trump seems to be holding Republicans hostage over it. I know it's what he wants.
Right. He wants a standing filibuster, which means that you can't just, it's not just like, okay, well, they're going to fight it so we don't do it. They want, somebody was saying we want to repeat what happened for the Civil Rights Act of 1964. This is Mike Lee from Utah is talking. That's why.
I don't think it's a hill that Republicans want to die on at this point. They just don't.
Well, Thune doesn't. John Thune doesn't.
I mean, you list
this majority leader.
Right, exactly. List the top 10 issues. That's not one of them. I know it's an issue to Trump. I understand that. But I don't think it's an issue that Republicans want to die on at this point.
Again, I'm still trying to figure out what the strategery is for winning the midterms, because right now none of this is working for the GOP.
All of this is the Trump rhetoric that the election got stolen. I think Donald Trump is pushing this, and maybe they think that election integrity is a huge issue. Maybe he thinks it's a huge issue, but I don't think the Republican members of Congress think it's a huge issue, and the Democrats don't want it. I think they're crazy, because I think all it does is open the door to say, well, clearly you don't want it because you want to be fraudulent in the election. I'm not saying that's what happens, but I'm saying that they open the door to the Republican argument.
we do have it in the Constitution that only legal citizens get to vote, right?
Exactly.
I mean, that is the thing.
And they would tell you, absent fraud, that's what happens.
All right.
Do you believe that?
Well, I'm just questioning all the pushback, especially on ID, because you have to have an ID for absolutely everything.
I would agree.
You buy a bottle of wine at Wines and Spirits, and you're like 80, and you're still showing your ID.
Yeah, I know. I like it because I'm like, oh, yes, you must think I'm 20. Sure, here's my ID. Right. Why didn't you ask me?
Right. I almost got one under you.
It's not a good look for Democrats, but it's not this huge issue in the country. I think that's what's going on. People don't, it's fine. They support it. 80% support it, but if it doesn't happen, nobody's losing sleep over that one.
The war is problematic, and we'll talk quite a bit about it after the break, but I've got 2 minutes. He's asking for other countries to get involved in keeping the Straits of Hormuz open. Why not ask?
Right.
But they're saying, hey, this isn't our war.
Man, I'm not sure he's getting in. Yeah, I'm not sure that's a favorable, not by everybody, but some favorable response. Yeah. Unfavorable responses happen. Right. The jury is so out on this thing right now, and the jury's out with me. I got to be honest. Maybe at the end of the day, there's Middle East peace. Right? Maybe that actually does happen. Maybe they were close to a nuke. Maybe the world is a safer place. Those are all big deals. But today, we don't know that. We don't know what the end is. Maybe we didn't have the intelligence. We talked about that last week. We don't have the same intelligence. Maybe they were close. They are a state sponsor of terror. But I'm not sure this thing has been sold yet. I get it. I get people that trust Trump and think this is the best thing in the world and the whole world's going to be better. That might happen. I still think he wants to be consequential.
You think this is all about legacy? What?
No, not totally, but partly. I do.
I mean, they've bombed 6,000 targets in Iran.
Okay, where are we? Is the world safer today?
I don't. Maybe not. Yeah.
Maybe, right? Maybe there'll be Middle East peace, which would be incredible. But the jury is still out on all those things. If he's right, it'll be incredible. If he's wrong, it'll be equally incredible in the other direction.
When we come back, I want to ask you about the aggressiveness of the FCC chairman saying, "Hey, if you don't report on the war the way we think you should, you could lose your license." Now, that's pretty interesting. Stand by. Let's talk Erie and the Joel Natale Show live from our Kingdom Financial Group studio here at 5th and State. Dean Pepicello is with us, our political guru. Dino, you got some folks riled up here, of course.
Me?
Yeah, if you don't have voter integrity, you don't have a country. Very unhappy when Dean said this is not a top 10 issue.
It's not. Sorry. I mean, it might be that. I get it with that person, but I'm telling you, if you polled average Republican voters, it wouldn't be in the top 10. It just wouldn't.
What is in the top 10? Is immigration still there?
Yeah, sure. Economy, no doubt. Cost of goods right now.
I mean, Republicans want affordability just like Democrats.
Without a doubt. Iran, without a doubt right now. Maybe it's top 10. It's certainly not top 5. I mean, you think voters are voting on the 9th most important issue to them when they go to the ballot box? Oh, man, I better get this. It's not. It's not. It's hot button issues, top of mind, what's current. Likability or unlikability in a candidate, all those things rank ahead of. Listen, I get that's an issue, and I get Trump makes it an issue.
Right.
If it weren't for Trump, I'm not sure we'd be talking about it. I'm not sure this will be an issue going forward. I'm just telling you that's the reality of the average voter.
And I find it, I mean, I kind of am agreeing with you that elections are run by states. And we kind of like that. We kind of like that federalism. And or republicanism, I should say.
Right.
That's the opposite of federalism. And so it's interesting to just again violate that, because for whatever reason,
And I'll drive everyone crazy too on this issue, but I think that some fraud exists. I get it, right? The 1960 election probably should have gone to Richard Nixon, not JFK, right? West Virginia, Chicago, there were a lot of shenanigans, right? Clearly shenanigans. Everybody knows it, right? And I'm not saying fraud is not an issue, and no one knows. They tell you they know, they're lying. Nobody knows. I think Trump got elected in 2016. I think Trump took an absolute beating from the media and everyone, and COVID hurt him, and he lost in 2020.
Right.
He just did. Right? They were close.
Well, and there were many folks that voted for Trump in 2016 that said, I just can't make that vote again.
Or stayed home, right?
Plus there was all the mail-in ballots. That was a big deal.
But they're legal. They weren't.
Yes.
I mean, okay, I'm making the assumption that they weren't ballot harvesting, and I get it. Like we've talked about this. I hate mail-in voting because of ballot harvesting.
Right.
All right. But I think he probably lost. All right. That's what I think. However it played out, and then Joe Biden was terrible. Probably. Certainly a bottom 5 president in this country's history, right? He was atrocious. And they said, okay. And he won again. And he beat a terrible candidate in Kamala Harris, right? Like, I think all those elections they got right. Do I think fraud's always going to be an issue in elections? And you do everything you can to control it. And I'm good. Pass ID. It's fine, right? I have no problem with it. But I think those elections worked out. Probably the way, I think they got it right. Like, that's just the way the elections, it's the way they happen, right? That's how I feel. Because that's what the country does. The country's never happy, right? You had a terrible president in Biden, a terrible candidate in Kamala Harris, and Trump wins again. Okay. Like.
I'm going to pivot on you because I don't have a ton of time.
Yeah.
I want you to weigh in. Again, you are in this media space. We're in this media space. And this concept of the FCC commissioner, chairman, warning broadcasters to, report on the Iran war, quote, the right way, or your licenses could be in jeopardy for both your own stations and also your affiliates. That opens up a can of worms because it only takes somebody, the whole idea of getting rid of the fairness doctrine was to be able to open up free speech on the airways. And that it wouldn't take much for when somebody else is in office to just put the squeeze on talk radio and, conservative podcasts. And, you can see how far that could go.
Yeah. You're in this business. I trust your opinion more than anybody's. I hate the mainstream media. Like, I think I long for the days of bias. I think that this mainstream media is a criminal enterprise. I really do.
Oh my gosh.
I do. That's how I think that they gather in back rooms, and the plan is to get conservatives.
Well, they definitely,
mainstream.
they still take all their marching orders from the New York Times. I mean, basically, there'll be an enterprise article in the Times, and then it's everywhere, right? Go ahead.
Fine. Like, just the mainstream media, okay? But I think that as time has gone on, technology has changed, right? First of all, conservatives generally dominate talk radio. Fine, right? That's fine. You know why? Because you do better. That's why. The numbers are better. The sales are better. All of that's fine. They dominate there. Podcasts have changed. TikTok has changed. Fox News has changed a lot of that. Like, conservatives are finding a way to get their message out, I think, because that's what you do. You adapt so that you can get your message out. I think the mainstream media is criminal, but I think this is a bridge too far for every reason you said.
Yeah.
Continue to call them out. Continue to make fun of the mainstream media for where they slant stories and what they leave out and all those things that I think there are avenues that people are doing that now. So I can't. This is still America, right? The people of Iran, they don't know what's going on because the government controls the media.
It's totally shut down.
I don't like it. And I hate the mainstream media, but I don't like this. Who's going to decide what's accurate and what's not? Mm-hmm. Who's going to make that decision? Trump administration or the next administration or the one after that? Who's going to be on that panel? How do you know what's truthful and what's not? Again, I think they're biased and criminal, but who's going to make that determination? I have no idea.
What makes them criminal? I want to know that.
I think that it is it's intentionally done to harm conservatives, in particular Donald Trump. And I think the mainstream media does that. I think if you look at enough stories, they are so slanted, intentionally slanted, that I think they're trying to control the outcome of elections. And I think in large part they've had a big say until conservatives find a way.
I mean, $400 million in 2020 by Mark Zuckerberg certainly had an impact on the elections. Again, not actually changing ballots, but certainly, putting a lot of effort.
Fighting fire with fire?
Yeah.
Do you think that's too far? Like criminal enterprises do?
I don't know.
When you control the information,
and they're flipping out that Barry Weiss is running CBS News. I mean, because she's trying to add a modicum of balance.
That's
not
a money
even
issue.
Like a ton,
but that's
just
money
a little
issue.
bit.
Ratings. Their ratings are atrocious because their talent stinks for the most part. Right? Their bigger problem to me is talent as anything else. But it's a money thing. Ratings drive money. You know how all this works, right? They're losing their tail ends, and they should. And that's what I'm telling you. Conservatives now are not watching. Awesome. How do you beat the media if you think they're biased? Turn them off. And that's what happened. Most of this country, many in this country. Right. What's the viewership of the CBS Evening News? A handful? Yeah. A few million people? That's nothing. Right? When 10 million people are watching Sean Hannity every night. So Americans will speak with their pocketbook and their viewership or their listenership. And that's a better way, I think, of changing media than the government saying, you can't say this.
Again, it's the idea of government doesn't need to put their hands into all of these things.
I don't think so. I think the private sector and the citizens will figure it out. It doesn't mean they should be blatantly biased. They should continue to be called out. Trump has been very successful at that. Let's be honest. Give him credit. Sure. He has changed the way politicians just
it's so cringy though when you have Pete Hegseth up there talking to the NBC News reporter saying, "Oh, that's just another gotcha question from the NBC." It's like, come on, let's have a little decorum.
I like
from
the way
the pulp.
I like the way Marco Rubio does it. He calls them out without. Yeah. He just does it.
Yeah, he just does
wisely,
it with a little more
professionalism.
Yeah.
But they used to just take it. Every politician from both sides, they just used to take it from the media.
That's true.
You don't have to do that.
No.
Maybe Trump takes it a little too far or whatever. But
all right, I'm going to throw another thing at you. They're saying that Vance is quiet right now because he wants some deniability in 2028 to say, "Hey, I wasn't really for that excursion in Iran." What are your thoughts?
Who's they?
Well, that's just pundits, I mean,
is Vance leaking that?
Maybe. I don't even hear Marco saying a whole heck of a lot. It's more in Department of Defense, war, and Trump himself, right? I mean, could there be a split in that administration over this Iran bombing?
Well, we know that there is. Look at Tucker Carlson, at who else has been?
Candace Owens, Megyn Kelly,
right, have been against this action loudly.
I'm hearing it from a lot of different places. even very staunch conservative voices.
Being quiet. What a great question, Joel.
I mean, J.D. Vance. Have you heard from J.D.
Today, he was in an initiative today.
Okay.
Housing. I can't remember what they discussed, but it was an
I know
easy
he's
one,
the
right?
vice president, but he's the heir apparent as well.
Some people think so. I don't. I just think he'll be challenged by quality candidates. I think the answer probably yes.
Like some deniability in case this goes south.
Yep. Because when you back Trump, you back Trump. There's no middle ground, right? Trump's favored people are people who are loyal. End of story.
And maybe Trump gave him a green light to say, hey, you don't say anything.
No way, man. No way.
Yeah?
Really?
Oh, I don't know.
You think Donald Trump said, most people don't agree with me, JD, go ahead and do your own thing? No stinking way,
No, just
dude.
to be quiet, though.
No. I don't see that in his personality. No, I think it's probably self-preservation.
Yeah. I got like a minute. Go ahead, caller. You're live with Dino.
Yeah, hey, J.D. Vance was talking today about the anti-fraud.
That's what it was.
Rubio,
Okay. Yeah.
You got to watch the live feeds. I'm telling you, you're not going to see it on NBC, ABC. You watch the live feeds. These guys are on consistently every single day.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
you're
what it
just
was.
fucking wrong. They're not showing you. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, again, I've got 3 other jobs that I'm doing here, so that's what we're working on.
I understand.
Thanks very much for weighing in. I appreciate it, man. Bye.
That's a great question.
Well, yeah.
Yours. Wow.
Yeah. You've got people that are wringing their hands on the right because this war has really split, has really kind of challenged the whole the integrity of the MAGA movement.
Do you think,
or no?
Without a doubt.
Okay.
Today, again, we don't know how this thing ends, right? It might end with Middle East peace and the world a safer place. It might not. We don't know. But today, absolutely, people are split right down. I told you this last week. We had this conversation last week. Conservatives split. There are a lot of angry conservatives. This is not what they voted for. That's what they tell me, and I know they're telling you that as well. Now, might work out, right? Still a lot of people on board saying, I trust them till the end. This is the right thing. Iran's dangerous. It's about time. They've been threatening us for 50 years. Like all of those things are out there, but we don't know the outcome yet. Do you want
to make any predictions about when we could see maybe like a pullback, or they're even saying, even the Democrats are saying, just claim victory and get out of there. Schiff was even. I don't believe anything Schiff does. But.
Right, but okay. Then the claim then is we won. We've weakened them.
Accomplished it. Yeah.
The Shah's gone. Whoever it is, the supreme leader's gone.
Right.
Then
the
what?
other guy might be dead too.
Then what? Oil prices are up. Do you think Trump regrets this today?
I don't think he ever has regret.
I don't either. I don't either. But
Do you think he ever regrets anything?
No.
Half his party has bailed on him now on this thing.
I mean, Tom Tillis from North Carolina is like flipping out because he's not running for re-election, and so now his his TDS is coming out.
You're not going to know. Trump may be brilliant on this thing. May be brilliant, and he also
that's a lot of death and destruction for May being brilliant.
And that's the issue with the people who disagree with it. At what cost? What have we gained for that cost? Is it worth it? We don't. There's not an American who knows that right now because we don't know the intelligence. We don't know anything. We know what they told us.
What would be a success factor, if you ask me, is they've got to get that Strait of Hormuz reopened. And this is what the calculus doesn't work for me. When you say we've obliterated Iran's military, it doesn't exist anymore. There's no Navy, there's no Air Force, blah, blah, blah. Yet somehow the Strait of Hormuz is closed. And we need our helpers, our buddies, to help us. I'm not making that equation work.
Did they not see it coming? The Democrats have accused him of not seeing that coming.
Of course he had to see it coming.
Pete Hegg said, of course we saw that coming. So I don't know. Again, I don't know.
I gotta hope that Raising Cane knew that.
The Trump argument now is hang in there. Everything will be fine. Oil prices will go back down. there'll be peace in the region.
Let's open up the strait.
Well, you can go through. You just need an escort because it's so dangerous.
Yeah, so why aren't we escorting? Don't we have total air and sea superiority?
Is that a rhetorical question? I don't know. So I think there are some issues. I think it's not nearly as easy as they thought. This wasn't like going to Venezuela and plucking Maduro and away we go. This one has been tougher.
We're not having like these big super high fives after these shows every week now.
For political victories? Or because you and I are so talented? That's what I'm going with.
Thank you, Dino.
Thanks,
My
guys.
Gosh.